All right, so kind of the end of this whole, I was listening to these tracks and I decided, let me just try putting this M60 back on. So here was the original, really pure with the 258s right here. Really nice, really like, but I messed around with it and I ended up, there was some, I just ended up putting the 160 back on. So the first track here, which this is no longer X pattern, this is now greenback 1 and greenback 2. This is all greenback. So the first one here is the 57. The second one is the M160. So here's the 57. The M160 ribbon. I'm sorry. The other, this is the original. This is the 57, and this is the 57 way off axis. Okay, so now what I did was mess with it, and I got this. Here's the new one with the 57 and the M160. It's got that little bit more dimension, but it's not wompy. So here's the original with all 57s. A little too, it's lean. I like it, but I don't know. I like my guitar sounds like my women with a little bit of booty. So here is 57 and 160. It's perfect. So now here's the 57. Here's the 160. It's got more clarity than that 57 off axis. It's got like more information or more intellect or something. So anyway, here it is. This is channel 2 on the Sir 57 and M160. No pedals, just the woodshed compressor. Now here's channel 3 in the Sir, just the woodshed compressor. Nice. It reminds me a little bit of the Friedman. Channel 2's got more of I don't know, I wouldn't say plexi, but it's more stringy, and then the other one, so it's almost like it goes from like kind of plexi BE to like the HBE, the channel 3 being more saturated, more kind of glue. So it's nice. It's nice to have both because I don't always like glue. Sometimes I like it to be stringy and pingy. And this fab filter is just because I was looking at this is on the master. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just looking at. Now I went over to the Mark V in channel 2. Now this is through the vintage 30 cab. Here it is. That's really nice. That's channel 2. Again, no pedals, just the dude. And here's channel 3 from the Mesa, from the Mark V. Now this one I did something different. I've been running this thing the last number of months with the bright engaged. And that's what brought this about, because I was recording right before I went to pick up my son from baseball, and it felt like there's just this thing that's like bugging me. So I started to back off the treble and the presence, not touching the graphic EQ, because both in the Mark V, both channel 2 and channel 3, the same EQ is engaged. So I don't want to touch that. So I was backing it off, and then I looked, I'm like, oh well, wait, there's that bright switch. So I clicked that off, and I was like, oh, okay. It was a little darker now because I backed things off. Then I just opened up a little bit of the treble, and I mean, just a hair of treble, hair of presence, and I liked it better than the bright. Now, I mean, you know, if you were doing like sizzly metal, and you know, I could do the bright, but for what I do, I think this is going to be better. So here is the Mark V in channel 3 in Mark IV mode, no bright switch. I like that. Here's channel 2 in the Mark V. Thing is, they all have this, I call it like, it's like rust. There's a rusty sound to it, which is cool. But if I don't want the rusty sound, I could go through the greenback cab, because a part of this sound you're hearing, like I don't know, it's like that thing. That's the vintage 30s too. So yeah, there you go. And so here's like channel 3 on the Sir, the PT100, but through the greenbacks. Much more neutral sound. That's like more my general of what I would use, to be totally honest with you. Because that will blend with my matchless. It'll blend with AC30s. It'll blend with deluxe reverbs. It'll blend with divided by third, like that kind of stuff. I think more so than the Mesa. The Mesa is more. It's more like, it's specific, and it's cool, but it's very much more specific. So again, channel 2 on the Sir. That just sounds beautiful to me. I've put so much work into dialing this thing in and learning it. Because they're all a little tricky. Coming from like JMPs and JCM 800s, both these amps are more complicated. They're more complicated than like a diesel VH4, because there's just, I don't know, they're just a little more complicated. But now I'm getting it. So, and the thing is with this PT100, I finished this country record, and I used this on the like main gainy rhythms, not gainy, but it was like I was blending this in the Mark V this in like the matchless and stuff, and panning it and using Strat on one side, a Les Paul. I was using channel 1, like with just a little fang and just tapping it with the light speed. That was crunch, because yeah, right. That's my world. So there you go. Channel 2, Sir. Channel 3, Sir. Channel 2, Mark V. Channel 3, Mark V. Now that I brought the bright switch, I like channel 3 better. Yeah, there's no bright switch on channel 2. There's Mark 1 normal, Mark 1 thick. I remember I didn't like Mark 1, definitely. So I have this set in to crunch mode for just channel 2 of the Mesa, the Mark V. So that's it. So here's again channel 2 on the Mark V. More of that, and you go up to the channel 3. It's actually more neutral sounding, which a lot of times I like that, especially because going back to topics we talked about in some of these previous videos, most of my clients are kids. These are not fully formed voices. You can't blow them away on the track. You can't do it. If you blow them away on the track, you will never be hired again. You know, it's just that simple, man. You know, it's like, so this channel 3 is actually more neutral to my ear. And you could back the gain off or put that in like low. Like, you know, you listen, like I think about happy ending, the Avril Lavigne, the super pop tune, and under it are like rectifiers, like, but they're low. It's not like Limp Bizkit or Korn or, you know, Rage Against the Machine or, you know, Linkin Park, where it's like they're just mauling you. It's not like that. It's like you've got arpeggiated synths, guitars, you know, like the guitars in like Linkin or not like you know, Incubus-y kind of guitars. You got like Josh Freese on drums doing like skippity doo-dah beats, you know, with bass. It's synth bass under it, layers of vocals. When those heavy guitars come in, they are tucked down. They are tucked down. You know, so I like that. Channel 3 of the Mark. And that could be a little bright still, but you know, the treble's on about 6. The presence is on about 2. Presence is low. Yeah, and I've got the standard kind of scooped, you know, EQ with the 750 cut, a little above, hair above on the 220, 2200, a little bit more above on that 6600. The 240's up a little bit, and then the 80's like bumped. And again, I can run like my Boss EQ in front and sculpt that how I want it. Channel 2, more like more direct. It's funny, you know, you learn. This is it. Channel 2 of the PT100 and channel 3 of the PT100. All right, I gotta go. I gotta try to get some sleep. Peace out.